and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, now and ever, into ages of ages. Amen. This gospel lesson is a forecast and down payment on you and I. Do you realize that? And the theory was that the Messiah was coming only for the Jewish nation. And that's what the disciples said when they wanted to send this woman away. She was a Gentile, a non-Jew, but obviously she knew about the Jewish faith because she knew to call Jesus Lord, the Son of David, which was the title of the Messiah. And of course she was desperate because she had a daughter who was fiercely demon-possessed. And Jesus initially said, hey, it's not fair to take the bread from the master's table and give it to the dogs. And she replied that even the dogs get the crumbs that fall off the table. And of course, Jesus' saying was not designed to reject her, but designed to invite her faith. And her saying was wonderful. It was in the kind of Middle East Semitic kind of thing. You know, that even the dogs get to eat the crumbs off the table. And of course, he said to her, your faith is great. And from that moment, the demon left her child. Now, the importance of this is two things. It is like the healing of the centurion servant. It is a down payment on the idea that God is not only for the Jews, but that he is for the salvation of the healing of the whole world. And so it includes the centurion servant and the Canaanite woman and her daughter. But the second thing is the persistence. We have a tendency to ask God for something. We don't get it, to say, oh, shucks, and walk away. And we don't have the tenacity that Jesus talked about in several of his parables, about the woman who was looking intensely for the pearl, for the coin she lost, or the merchant looking for the great pearl, or the man knocking on the door of his neighbor because he had guests come and he needed a loaf of bread. And the neighbor initially rejected him, and yet he demanded, and the neighbor came down and gave him a loaf of bread. And so it is that persistence that Jesus says, ask, seek, and you will find. Ask, and it will be given to you. And so he is talking about an intensity of our prayer life in essentially asking God for the things that we want and live and need, and particularly for the things that have to do with our theosis, our growth in God and our spiritual life and our salvation. In the name of the Father and Son and Holy Spirit, now and ever into ages of ages. Amen. Let us say with all our mind and with all our soul, let us say,